So you're the fire, you're the flare, you're the song inside my head. And I will taste every note, feel so good when you're in my head. And you're the fire, you're the flare, you're the song inside my head. And I will taste every note, feel so good when you're in my head. And it's the road I figured and the curse I've been living, the flag I'm given, a signal, pick me up again, come on, pick me up now. So you're the fire, you're the flare, you're the song inside my head. And I will taste every note, feel so good when you're in my head. So I've been stuck forever, it seems like forever. I'm ready to fire the signal, pick me up and say, come on, pick me up now. Inside my head, and I will taste every note, feel so good when you're in my head.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go.
Hello. Okay, you might get a baby bird head in your screen. I can't see whether you can see that or not. I have just left. I have 268,077 kilometres on my truck. It's full of petrol, it's full of water. It's actually full of diesel. Full of water. There's my bird. That's welcome to the YouTube channel to Emmy, my companion, who at the moment is crawling all over the camera. Yeah, that's what she does. Anyway, we are on our way to Burracoke, which is about halfway to Kalgoorlie from Perth, and I will stay there for the night. And it's say goodbye to everybody and watch my little mate's kids, Zach and Eli, run up the street and say goodbye.
Undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond norm. A bigger scale, the world inhales as we go.
It's really hot. Wherever you see, it's like an Australian thing, right? Like wherever you see red earth, this is the hot. It's hot. You can't cool down. What are you doing? Is it nice? Cold, isn't it? Ooh, is it giving you brain freeze? Or like pea brain freeze? Alright, I've just stopped just to show you this because it's a story that absolutely fascinates me. This is the Kalgoorlie Pipeline. It runs from basic Mundaring Weir to Kalgoorlie. It was designed to feed fresh water to miners who were dying of thirst and typhoid. In 1890, the influx of miners to the area required some major infrastructure in Western Australia that did not exist. It required a visionary. This is where we enter the pairing of the Premier John Forrest and an engineer by the name of Charles Yelverton O'Connor. There is so much that Australia should be thankful for these two men and what they achieved. Forrest procured O'Connor from his homeland in New Zealand, where he was already setting up infrastructure there, and decided to bring he and his family over to Perth. As soon as he arrived, he was inundated with work, and the first port of call, no pun intended, was Fremantle Harbour, the deep water port allowing trade to come through and services. As soon as the harbour was underway, O'Connor's attentions had to turn to the pipeline, or the prospect of it. O'Connor's plans for the pipeline were not well received. So many parties were involved in this decision, and anyway, long story short, Forrest batted in for O'Connor, and the project went ahead. Over many years of this project, poor O'Connor had to endure ridicule from the press and other parties about this decision for this pipeline and the validity of it, the cost of it, so many other variables. Then one day, poor O'Connor had decided he'd had enough, and he rode his horse into the shallow waters of South Fremantle Beach and ended his life. Still stands today. 60% of that pipe is the original pipe that was laid in 1896 to 1902, which is really sad. You know, he didn't see it come to the end. And you know what, you look at the impact of this pipeline and what it has done for Western Australia and what it started, and I guess continues to feed, because it's still working. It still supplies the fresh water. So not only did he first of all build the dam that was, I believe, and maybe still is, but was at the time the highest dam in the southern hemisphere, using strengthening concrete and all this sorts of stuff, you know. So it's really sort of edgy stuff, and it worked a treat. It still works a treat. It's still standing and still doing its job. So, you know, I just feel really, really bad for this guy. You know, like all this work that he did and all that he invested in it, and to lose such a brilliant mind, because that's what they're saying. You know, like he literally sort of lost his mind and lost all of his confidence, and just from the constant badgering. So yeah. So next time you pass the Kalgoorlie Pipeline, have a little think about Mr. O'Connor and yeah, what he has given our state, and how far that has allowed the state of Western Australia to come. Yeah, that's it. I didn't stop in Burracopen after all. I stopped in Merredin, and there was a cute little camp here, a little catchment pond. Took a bit of drone footage and then had a nice big sleep ready for tomorrow's drive.
way, I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think you said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car, let me see who you are, who you really are. Yeah. Don't need
Do you like my new mouse? Roll. Anytime I put my hand like that, she wants to bury her head. Okay, alright. If we stop playing with her, she starts twitching.
This is the day I brought Emmy from the Bird Rescue Centre with Shannon, Alex and Edith. And this is the day she got home and she finally had all her feathers and could eat. She loves the motorhome and treats the whole thing like it's her cage. So, and she's a nuisance. She gets in your clothes, up your shirt, in the back of your hoodie, in your hair, everywhere. And she's bizarre, you know. She rides on the steering wheel, she sleeps on the steering wheel, she preens. But not always is she beautiful.
Emmy,
Show Sarah how beautiful you are.
it's going to come out and get you. Good girl. Good girl. Yay. You're a mental case. Yeah. Get it. It'll get you. You like it, don't you? Huh?
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
There's this absolutely beautiful place called WESTONIA between Southern Cross and Merredin, and about 10 kilometres north of the highway. It's absolutely stunning. They have done it up like old town, as you can see from the fascias of the walls, and they've got all these cute little tin huts and things that they're just everywhere. They're strewn all over the little town. There's so cute little sheep going through the gate. And lots of old machinery as well, which was quite nice to see. And just sort of like staged as if, you know, the guys just run in to get a delivery or something. It's really, really sweet. And people were lovely. They had an amazing aquatic centre there. I had taken to going for a swim in the afternoons, and I hadn't realised the sky was like that until I'd stopped and looked up, and I was like, whoa, hang on, that was blue not so long ago. Westonia, and the storm is coming over. But check this out, like this is all the clouds getting sucked up into that big black cloud. It's incredible. There's another one over here, look. There. Where is it? Can't find it on my screen. Yeah, there. Well, it's there. You can't really see it on the screen, but it's like a big rain cloud. Now the wind's picking up. That's insane. It was quite nice here about 5 minutes ago. I think I better walk home. Look at that. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon. Epic. Surrounded by it. When I got back to the van, this is the left side, and literally I turned around and took a photo on the right side. Unbelievable. Yeah. The weather's really weird. It's very, very still. It's scary stuff. Absolutely black as anything there. Actually, what's it like around the corner? Wow. That's crazy. I got on the internet and had a look at the radar, and I was like, okay. That's just 5 minutes after I shot that last video, and then I just had like a really, really dust stormy thing come through. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pray now. Nothing else I can do. Alright. I turned some real-time footage into time-lapse just to show you how fast the clouds were moving. And I think the real time was about 9 minutes. Then, yeah, after that it started raining and thundering. Have a listen to this one. Would you like to show all the boys and girls out there what you did? Are you sorry for what you did? I can't believe how like fresh the air is here. It's like 28 degrees today. It's pretty warm, but not too mega warm. But God, the air is different. Maybe it's just my fumes that are contaminating the world right now. But it feels nice out here. Okay, shall we get back in the truck? Say hello. Yeah, okay, here she goes. That's what she does. That's why I have pieces missing of my sunglasses. Yeah, look at you. Butter wouldn't melt in your mouth, would it? No. Okay, gotta go. She's gonna, I don't know what she's gonna do. She's gonna have a little party in my hair. Oh, okay. All right, bye. When I left Westonia, I started on a drive called the Granite Loop, and it's basically a whole bunch of rock formations throughout the Yanni Mooning Nature Reserve, I believe it's called. I don't remember the name of this particular rock, but I did climb it, which I was really happy about. I climbed it a quarter of the way and got some absolutely beautiful footage, so enjoy. Okay, I'm a little lost. Well, actually I'm not lost. My sat-nav ran out of, satellites, and it just said keep going. So I kept going. But you know what is really bizarre is I feel like I'm coming out of a movie scene, and I think it's Castaway with Tom Hanks. So I'm gonna film it and see how it compares to what he was doing, because I'm like out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Just further along the granite trail was Alec Button Rock. There was absolutely no reception here. This is where I had my castaway moment. So I couldn't get any drone footage, but it was a very pretty rock. But I tell you what, it was a little bit creepy. I was quite happy to be out of there, to be honest. Anyway, that ends the video for this week, and I'll just leave you with this gorgeous little sculpture that I found on the side of the highway out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It's apparently some guy's racehorse. Coming up next on Van Chronicles, I take you down to the southern coast of Western Australia and show you some of the most beautiful beaches I have ever laid eyes on. It's a treasure. You really should watch this one. Thanks for your time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday.
is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm
back to this week. It was a big drive. This one I covered a lot of ground. Yeah, this is Denmark, Green Pools and Elephant Rock. So one of those big Instagram locations that everybody talks about, and I managed to get there just on sunset in the golden hour for photography, and yeah, you can see from the photos it worked, so it was worth it. Elephant Rocks, this is the most amazing beach entrance you've ever seen. I was, where is this going? So I saw this staircase and I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow it, and it ends up at the beach. Watch this.
All the different phases and the reasons to make it all worthwhile. My best kept secret is I never loved you quite enough. There in the moment.
Conspicuous Cliffs was one of those ones that wasn't even on my list. I was driving along and I saw a sign and I went, that sounds interesting. So this is the entryway into this beach, and gosh, it was blowy that day. It was really, really blowy, but it's just stunning. And then you've got these walks that you can do and trails. I think behind it is part of the Mundabiddi Trail. I'm not entirely certain, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, so this is the beach, and going back from where you came from, you can actually go higher up and climb the mountain to the lookout. And this is obviously on the duration of that climb, where I had to stop 754,000 times because I was out of breath, because I should be in better shape. But it was worth it. Look at that. I sat up there and caught my breath. I did. Just wondering if you can see in the background that sunrise this morning is pretty amazing. I am in Albany, so it's 5 a.m. And I kind of wanted to get a head start. A certain person is, what are you doing? Yeah. Anybody that gives her any attention. Yes, look, then she goes mad when you turn away. But wait, there you go, there's your stage. She's like that when you park up on the street and people realise, oh, there's a bird, because she's usually sitting on the steering wheel at the time, and then they stop and then they're like talking to her through the glass. It's kind of funny. Alright, I best get out of here. I've got to go and see a chainsaw sculptor this morning. Apparently he's got a display on his land up here in Albany, so I'm going to check that out. I think I'm really quite looking forward to it, because I've seen some photos. Look at that for a letterbox. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? You look at other letterboxes and go, So this is only about 7 or 8 of the ones that I took the photo of. You actually stay in the car and you drive around his property. You're not allowed out of the car. And yeah, I didn't want to spoil it. You really should go, because it's amazing. Yeah, so these are just some of my friends. I was so related to this girl. I saw her and I went, oh, that's so me. If you're looking for the location, it is on Wikicamps under Chainsaw Sculptor Albany. I'm very, very remote, so I can't get any drones or anything up here. There's no service at all. And yeah, This is amazing. There's a lot of seaweed on the beach, but apart from that, it's beautiful. So behind me is Table Island, and when the tide is in, or out, it opens up a walkway between the mainland and the ocean. Look at that. It's astonishing. As you can hear, it was pretty windy that day. Actually, I've just had wind. Oh, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? I mean, I've just had windy days for weeks now. As in the weather, people. Come on. Yeah, so anyway, I cut the audio. These are some of the images that I've taken from the gap between Table Island and the mainland. It's pretty cool.
Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can.
This was my Christmas day. I spent it at Hellfire Bay in Cape Le Grand National Park. Small entry fee to get in. There's 3 or 4 different beaches, each more beautiful than the next. It's you know when you just drive up to something and it's just like, wow, I can't even take it in. That was Cape Le Grand National Park for me. There was just so much to feast your eyes on.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes. I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you? Wanna see you smile.
Coming up next on Van Bam Chronicles, I'm going to take a 1,200 kilometre drive, boring drive, across the Nullarbor Plain. Goes from the west coast to the east coast, and it is fairly sparse. It's got some magnificent scenery though, so I have to look out for that one. Thanks so much for your time. It's been a bit of a rushed video, but I've got a lot of k's to travel before I can get to Tasmania, so I appreciate your patience. Please smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
Hi all, I just wanted to do a bit of background information. This is Australian map and the red line represents Highway 1. It's actually the longest national highway in the world, 14,500 kilometres or 9,000 miles for you imperial measurement people. I'm desperately trying to get some recording done here, and as you can hear in the background, this microphone's fairly sensitive. This is what you're listening to. You wouldn't have guessed, because she's never a pain in the butt. Yeah, just to delve a bit more into this map, the Great Australian Bight actually goes from Cape Paisley to Cape Carnot. So Cape Paisley is in WA, near where Table Island is, and Cape Carnot is basically Port Lincoln, South Australia. So the final piece of the puzzle is the Nullarbor, which goes from Norseman to Sejuna. Love these camels, check them out. They're so cute. No, I'm in Norseman. I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm scared. I'm not following the camels. I am maybe 20-30 k's out of Norseman. Going well, no problems. But I had to stop and show you this because this is like, I think a year on now, isn't it? It's probably a year on since the Australian fires. And as far as I can see anywhere, I couldn't find a place up high to park the car to show you the video, to take a video I should say. But as far as I can see in any direction, it looks exactly the same everywhere. So you can see the damage of the fires here. Check it out. There you go. As far as the eye can see, you can see all the new growth because obviously it's a year on. But I mean, that's an astonishing frame, isn't it? And everything's just dead. All the trees are gone and all the shrubs are coming through. So yeah, it's kind of sad. You think the wildlife in this area, you know, it's a big area. As I said, as far as I can see, it's all exactly the same. So that's a lot of animals. Anyway, yeah, just sort of reminiscing. Ian and I weren't here, we were in Europe at the time, so we had no idea of the devastation of the fires. Yep, okay. I'm wondering if I told you how much I hate corrugated roads. They drive me crazy. I just don't like them at all. My motorhome's probably not designed to be going on corrugated roads, but there's a lot of them in Australia, so I can't get around that one. I meant to mention the other day that when you come into Madura, M-A-D-U-R-A, from the West Australian coast to the East Coast, across the Nullarbor, it's past Belladonna, past Kaiguna, and before Eucla, before the border. And you can actually go to the lookout just before you come down the hill. You won't see a hill. It just says Madura Lookout. Go to it. It is amazing. You see for miles and miles. Basically, you're on a higher elevation, and then all of a sudden you drop down like 40 meters or something like that. Didn't know that happened. But yeah, you can see it all over. And I'm about to do it again to get back up to Eucla, because I came down to have a look at the old telegraph station, which I never found. So yeah, anyway, just put that in your notebook. Madura Lookout. I'll put it on a map if I can remember to do it. I don't have a very good memory. Put it in the comments. I'm happy to send it to you. Anything you need to know or want to know, chuck it in the comments. Happy to chat. All right.
Call it a day.
and guys, if I've got some guy followers, I have no idea. First of all, disclaimer, dirty, filthy hair. It's called crossing the Nullarbor. You used to be able to go into the roadhouses and have a shower, but COVID, right? So no. And I have a small water tank, and I really want to take my time to cross. So the hair's just gonna have to last 3 days or so between each shower. Yeah, so I am about to cross the border. I really think that I might run into some troubles. I got all the permits for me, and I've got a permit for Emmy because I have to take her into Tasmania. Obviously that's my destination, right? So I'm just skipping through South Australia and Victoria to get to the port in Victoria, and then off to Tasmania.
Call it a day.
Wow, that was interesting. There's a sign as you approach the West Australian to South Australia border, and it says no need to stop here. So, yeah, the guy at Nuclear petrol station said that you basically hand your fruit and vegetables over in Penong, which is 500 k's from now, which is fantastic. I was worried about how I'm going to feed Emmy. And alas, I don't need to worry because Penong's close enough to a grocery store and there'll be stuff there that I can buy. So that's awesome. Yeah, so I assume we're good to go into Penong. That'll make Amy happy. You happy, sweetheart? She's happy.
Let's call it a day.
I'm going to leave you with my bucket list. One of the items is the cliffs on the Bight. There's 3 different stops I've taken here. It's about 15 k's, 30 k's and 220 k's from Eucla, ending with the crescendo of Head at the Bight. The people there are amazing. You guys, you have to go, especially if it's whale season.
Behind, walk with me. There's something else we need to find. Say you'll go, don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate. Let's make footprints in sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new, me and you. Blue is the sky, like the color of your eyes. Blue is your heart. It's been like that from the start. Say you'll stay till the morning light. I'll help you through the fight. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new, me and you.
Coming up next on Van Chronicles, we'll head closer to the port of Melbourne to catch the spirit of Tasmania, and I'll fill you in on what we've been up to on the journey. There's some pink lakes, there's some sunsets, and there's some windmills, and that's just the first day. So we'll see what happens next. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content from this channel. I really appreciate your time, and have an awesome day.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes.
There's like room for everything in the world, isn't there? I am at a windmill museum. That is the largest windmill on the back. The Comet is the largest windmill in Australia. Look at this one, that's a bit weird. And there's a big tall one there. After I visited the windmills, the people at the Head of Bite had suggested that I go down to McDonald Lake, which is right near this windmill farm. And it's amazing. It's ocean on one side and Pink Lake on the other. It's quite the sight, and it's really, really pink. The road was disgusting getting there, and the bottom of my van is covered in salt, but it was worth it. A beautiful Streaky Bay. I did a slight detour here for the day and spent it in Streaky Bay. I slept at a lovely little beach called Pearlby Beach, I think was its name, and I took a whole bunch of footage there and time lapse, but it got destroyed. So yeah, shame, can't share that with you. See, the camera was set up, it did the shot, but it didn't stay on the card. Okay, I have not seen a tractor go out into the ocean to pick up a boat before. Is that like normal? That's cool. That's just so bogan. They're like dudes. How's that? Comment below if you have ever seen this before. I'm super interested. He could have at least brought his mate here. His mate's walking. Maybe about 10 k's out of Streaky Bay, you can go towards the coast and see the whistling rocks and blowholes. Worth a trip, do it. It was really quite extraordinary, very blowy, of course, it's the coast. When I passed through Kimber, I took a picture of the big bird and whatever, and I saw the signpost last at halfway across Australia. I was like, dude, that's not halfway across Australia. When I further on that day, I passed Gala or whatever, and I saw this statue, and it's stunning. People stop and have a look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. What a lovely memorabilia. I really, really loved it. Good morning, vampers. I made it to Tasmania. We went across the Bass Strait. It was choppy as. I suspect there was a fair bit of spew going on. Not by me, but I'm sure by everybody else. It was a shocker. Anyway, we're alive. Obviously this post is a couple of weeks back. I stay 2 or 3 weeks behind you, well, for security measures, as well as it just takes me a while to get my stuff together. So anyway, you can see where I am. I am at what's it called, Watermill Cottages in Yorktown in Tasmania. I came here to stay a night. I am now staying a week. I ran into some friends from the channel, so hi to Heather and Wendy, and yeah, we're just sort of hanging out here and just being nice and calm and peaceful and quiet. It's lovely. Right, so what I wanted to address in this little blurb was the distance traveled. So I've had a lot of people sort of badgering me about the amount of time that I am, or the amount of distance I'm traveling and how quickly, and they're saying slow down, enjoy it. And I think I need to clarify and make it extremely clear. So that's so loud. So I'm coming from WA to Tasmania, right? If COVID wasn't happening, I would be doing a totally different thing. I went to Tasmania because I've already spent the whole year doing the whole WA, and didn't really feel like I wanted to go outside this state. Now, obviously, the next safest COVID place is Tasmania, but you have to get there. So my direction was I was going to just go as quick as I could from one side of the country to the other, and just have as little contact with people, and I achieved that, and I'm fairly happy with that, to be honest. I don't want to get COVID, but more so than that, I don't want to spread COVID. And if I'm crossing 4 or 5 states, you could, you know, the potential's there for you to just become, you know, a spreader of the disease. So yeah, so just to clarify, I have hardly seen a person. I've worn gloves when I fill up at fuel stations. Most of them were pay and go anyway. Masks, etc, etc. I had a conversation with the caretakers at Head a Bite, but that was sort of social distancing a bit. Amy didn't. She cross-contaminated. She was straight onto the lady's shoulder. But apart from that, I really haven't seen too many people or had too much contact with people. So now that I'm in Tasmania, I'll probably do like 15 k's a day, because it takes 45 minutes to do 15 k's a day in Tasmania. So yeah, just sort of ease off on that if you could, because if you understand why I'm doing it that way, then yeah, it makes sense. Okay, enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for your support. The channel has gone off the chart. And yeah, I'm super happy about that. I just love this community. I love the lifestyle, and I get as much from you guys as I hope to give you guys in inspiration, and just go get it, just enjoy it. All right, that's us checking out. You got anything to say, or are you going to be quiet now? I want you to talk. No, she nothing. She got nothing. There's not much going on between her ears. Yeah, it's very little. Go on, do the big dive. Dive. You can do it. Just by the way, I know that's a whole canister of butter cookies. It's a very small canister, okay? It had like 20 bickies in it. And Emmy ate them all. I didn't eat any of them. Go swimming, honey. Go swimming. Don't even have another go. So this is what I caught her doing the other day. This is my good drone. Look. Yeah. Are you going to die? Are you going to be killed? So I have to, I do have another set of tips, but they're not quiet tips. These are the platinum gold ones, and they're quieter than the silver. But that's okay. I can manage. Noisy. Yeah, not happy. Gonna have to trade her in for a dog. That'll eat her. Do you want a dog? I think I've spent too much time on Facebook. Look. Hear that sound? Lastly, leave you with the silos that I've seen on the journey. They're beautiful. Gosh, they are absolutely stunning and huge. Enjoy.
A significant light, just where it was needed. Gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing. Faces merchant change, but your face remains the same. The swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt.
Thanks again so much for your patronage to the channel, but also for all the messages that I get behind the scenes. I really appreciate your encouragement. Next week we will take you from the Victorian border to the port of Melbourne for the Spirit of Tasmania. It's typical Melbourne weather. It's beautiful, another pink lake, and yeah, boarding the Tas. Okay, until then, I thank you very much for your time and appreciate you all.
Injustice dead, and in the eyes of time.
Feel free to catch up on the Big Lap videos that have already gone past. The link will come up just on the left for you.
Swallows will be here by dawn. When we finally sober,